Hey, muy buenas noches, everyone. I hope everybody's doing well, blessed, and enjoying family. And as always, I want to start off by thanking everybody for you guys' words, prayers, and for everything you guys express and send my way. Decora, muchísimas gracias. Now, before starting, I want to apologize to everybody if I've been a little bit absent in the comments and putting out content and even going live. It's just, I don't know what's going on with myself. But it got a little crazy this weekend, pain wise, and tried to stand up and, I dropped. I couldn't, and I just ended up, in the hospital and, did studies, everything, and, they sent me back home, which tomorrow I'm going to go back in for more studies. And they basically, suspended my chemotherapy to further notice, which I'm hoping, we could go forward with it within the week, cause, I would hate to restart over, right? When it was my last one. But I really don't know what's going on, nor do the doctors understand it, but, they injected painkillers after painkillers. It was something intolerable. I don't know what's going on. Everything's in God's hands, and I trust it's going to work out for the best. But anyways, I just thought I will let you guys know why. You guys know I don't lag on you guys. Most importantly, I will never disrespect you guys in the sense that you take the time for me and I wouldn't take it back for you. But for this one, I want to continue off a little bit on my story, right? Once I hit Corcoran shoe from Tehachapi. As I had said in my previous story, the first place I got was to 4 left, but which I will circle back around. Couple incidents happened there, right? And the Judas right away, they moved me to 4 right. Now, for those that have been in Corcoran, right here, there's only program in A section, B section, C section is for them high pesetas, right? The ones like Charles Manson was there at this time, Saram, and, all those guys that can't go even to a PCR, right? But anyways, when I got here, within a couple days, I seen that there was a camarada trying to hold the ranfla together, but overall, there wasn't, somebody reporting the correct way back to BR, right? To the Pili. So, from back experience, I knew that to reach out or try to reach out was always through medical, right? So I put into medical, I went, and the first camarada I ran across from that was on BR was the black homie, Speedy. And I got in touch with him. Of course, I had my papitos with me, so I sent them in, as well as with an amapila that was directed to the Pili, basically just letting them know that I was there, and if, I could, be of any assistance, to please take knowledge that I was there, right? Not offering myself per se that, I'm puesto to work underneath you or whatever. It's just, sometimes it works against you to get to a spot and not let it be known you're there. So anyways, the camarada advised me with a few names, and to keep going back out to medical, and I would eventually get the response, right? Which I kept doing so. And eventually I did get a response back from him, and where he was requesting of me if I could assist him, not just with 4 block, but to assign, to each section or blocks an 8 yard, to to the point where there was a back and forth communication when it came to who was there, who got there, who left, under what circumstances, and of course, once it was out there, it was not like I was going to retract, right? So I moved forward with it, and for right, as I've told before, I assigned an A section was termite from tortilla flats. In B section, even though I was there, the homie Shadow from 3rd Street in East LA and myself were there, right? So little by little, everything, started aligning itself to the point where the avenues were drawn, the pipeline through law, library, through medical, just basically we started building the base on A yard towards B yard. So on this one though, I want to touch on this one situation that would open up that little glimpse into how these individuals work, right? When is it really carnalismo, homie love, or is it me, right? And only me. But anyways, as I was right there and for right, this vato from Barrio Bakers got there. Spanky, right? He was an older vato. As a matter of fact, he got there with a certain appeal from, you guys know, certain individuals you guys asked me a lot of from Folsom 180, right? And it was part of the Mesa. Now, me personally, it didn't matter if you got there claiming you were a Pili, right? You were still showing the proper paperwork and it was going to be screened. So again, I sent everything to be yard and everything came back, from Indio and Wolfie and them and Playboy that, homeboy was good. About a month went by and, a young camarada, a young homie got there. I believe he came from Salinas Valley. He was also from Bakersfield, but I believe he was from Lomita Bakers, and they put him in a cell. So me, as the vato holding the carrucha there, it's something cool when you have two vatos in a cell that you think are gonna be able to get along without having to hear all them headaches where, hey, ira camarada, que esto, que, all them little things that you hear that happen in the cells, because it's real rare that two individuals coming from two different angles are going to get along, right? So I thought that was going to be females, they're from the hometown. They're one's older, one younger, but still, they're going to have a lot to conversate about. But it didn't work as so, I think that age difference really made it difficult for them, because this time we still had group yards. We went out to the concrete yard, so again, we were hearing it. But what really struck me as from left field, right, was that I went out one day to medical and I ran across Sal. He was a camarada that was in the section with Artie, right? And next thing you know, he had an appeal for me, stating that Spanky had directly disrespected Artie, and he had to get hit. His career had to be taken, right? Now at this, I have no reasons nor grounds to question it, cause it was an appeal actually with the Pilis writing and directly from him, right? So all I requested was, hey, let me get some time to get a homie that has life, put him in that cell to take care of business, right? Cause the homie has a date. And again, he's young. And on the spot, by Sally got denied. Nah, if dude gets away, that's gonna be your butt. So, I didn't want to minimize the camarada, right, loquito, to the sense that you have to really, really, really like find that divine line of respect from shielding a camarada to having him think that you think he ain't about it, or him taking it sideways. So of course the correct thing to do was address him, right, with the situation. And I put it to him straight like this. I told him, look, I know you got a date, homie. This is being requested from the senor back there. Now, let's do the move. You come in my cell, I go over there, and I'll take care of business. Of course, at this time I still had live, right? So, and nevertheless, the homie said, Chales, I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. And even though, again, I wasn't with utilizing a camarada with a date like that, especially one that was young, I still had to respect his wishes, right? So anyways, this happened, and I told him, just make sure it happens to where you have that angle to go ahead and have the upper hand to hit him, right? Which till date, I don't really know how it started and it went down. Well, I just remember one night before Gallo, the cell started racking. And for those that have been in corcoran, you guys know anything that happens in them cells, they're loud and they let it be known right away, right? So it went on for a while. And once the Judas came, and it made me feel even worse, right? Because the homie was the one that came out in the stretcher. Spanky came out walking. I guess during the melee, Spanky took it from Loquito and, he boogied down on him too. And at this time, you couldn't sideline with either one because I was a really high believer in that. Even though you have something coming, you're still supposed to be a soldado. And a soldado, you can't ball up and take it, right? You're to defend yours to the fullest. It's the way the MA works, right? Even though they're pushing on a pili, but if that pili happens to take that other pili out before anything happens, or he's still in good standings, right? So this happened, and Spanky stayed in the section. The homie, I don't know where they took him, but the report got sent to B-Yard. And then next thing you know, some new, I hope I'm making sense, everyone. Please excuse me. I'm just, well, anyway, let me continue. New things surfaced, but this time it was from Esmailon, right? Because he happened to be there, and he was upset. Cause, they were treating this vato as, and giving them the respects when there was group yard, right? When there's group yard, it should have been dealt with, period. Why? Cause, see, the vato, when he was in Folsom, he had that seat for Chavo from Baker's, but he was paying Chavo. You see, this vato had an R on his jacket from a 13-year-old. Now, when I heard this, I was like, what? The disrespect that he had done for Artie was, Artie told him, you gotta stop giving to Chavo. You gotta start paying me to get that pass, right? And I guess he addressed Chavo, and Chavo said Chales. So Spanky figured as long as he was paying someone, he was gonna get that pass, right? But nah, he had Artie confused, right? Artie was about Artie, period. And that's why he felt disrespected, and that's why he had Loquito move on him. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, but how didn't you notice with this paperwork, right? Because I think it happened under circumstances that Chavo had a reach to them. But once he was over here, somehow already came across, I don't know. The point is, on his paperwork, it was, it didn't speak about it, right? Till afterwards, where I actually read the paper from that case, from a different vato, from Bakersfield that had it. And, Let me just tell you guys, in my head, out of everything that I've seen people getting passports, I couldn't believe this is the worst one. This is the one that it shouldn't even been up for any type of pass payment. You know, it wasn't just a 13-year-old, but how he hurt her. It was like, I don't want to offend nobody on here. That's why I won't go into details, but let me just tell you, this individual didn't just abuse this little girl. He hurt this little girl bad. And Chavo was still getting paid. He was still putting him on the mesa. He was putting his arm around him where he wasn't touched. After this, Spanky and tried to reach out to get his payment going to Artie. And the only thing I gave it to Artie in this time is, he tried to work it out. Nah, you're done. No more butts or ifs. So Artie don't want to hear about it. And me being I just wanted to know, right? The back of everything. So I told him why he didn't present this other paperwork, and then he told me the whole get down with Chavo, and he shot it to me. And again, that's why people come on here talking about Lechen this, Lechen that, cause this vato was running that yard with Lechen Boy, right? And it's it's just hard to even wrap my head around it, how he would get a pass underneath that paperwork. Or for example, I do understand that when you have a yard, you have to open up that seat for another camarada that's under a different pili, right? In this case, it was for Chavo, but you still gotta screen that individual to the fullest, cause, this didn't flare up on the yard, but imagine it did. There's certain pilis that don't have tolerance for it. And then there's those like these two individuals that money talks. Righteous ain't not have one meaning, right? And anyways, this happened, and it just stuck with me for being the first real big issue that I had to address in Corcoran. And second, cause it ruined the camarada's date life, cause he got over 20 years for that incident. Cause at the end of the day, the vato felt he had nowhere to go no more, so he responded with his butt, right? And locked it up and told him the camarada. And the homie got a grip of time. Now, if he had a year left to the house and he couldn't make it out, what tells you that you get over 20 years, you're gonna make it home, right? It's just a little glimpse on how they tell you that, la causa, el programa, or older homies get out and try to brainwash you and tell you how it's all righteous inside. It's all rosas, peras, and just so you see, it's all a lie. So then misleading you to go sit down and go through heartaches, and in the process hurt your loved ones. It ain't worth it. That's all my message is. My message is be smart. When things come up that you feel, you see, I'm a really believer on when something's told to me, it stays in your mind. So even though you don't want it, when a situation presents itself of this, your brain will click in and you have that awareness of it. And that's all my message is. But with this, I won't go ahead and let everybody rest. Again, I hope I ain't come on here and make an idiot of myself. More so, right? Because of the way I sound right now, and my thoughts can't really stay focused one after another. So, but I send my love to everybody. Please stay true to yourself and loyal to your loved ones. God bless. Buenas noches.